And welcome to 5 News with me, Sian Williams.
And me, Andy Bell. Our headlines tonight: victory for a police widow who campaigned for tougher sentences.
Lizzie's husband, Andrew.
Also on the programme, tragedy in Plymouth. 2 men are arrested.
Now we're just going to bring you some breaking news because there are reports that several people have died trying to cross the English Channel to reach the UK. Let's cross to Westminster and join Tessa Chapman. Tessa on it. We will bring you some more details when we have them. And it's polarising debate as well, isn't it? Still to come on the show.
Serious incident in the English Channel.
Quick look at the weather now. We'll see you in a minute. Inspiring stories and getting to know how people have managed in difficult times. As well as being a journalist, I've also worked in the NHS and elsewhere, and I'm also a doctor in counselling psychology. So we're combining those roles in Mind Matters with Dr. Sian, where I chat to those dealing with tough experiences. And tonight it is the turn of doctor turned comedian and quizzer Paul Sinha, known to many as the Cinnamon in The Chase. Now, Paul was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2019, and earlier he came into the studio and I asked him first how he was. Parkinson's in 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, end of May, yeah.
End of May. A busy year for you because you got married in that year as well to Oliver. You won the British Quiz Champion of the Year as well for you.
Oh,
I mean, you're a former GP. Could you tell us how it affects you physically?
Physically, it doesn't affect me as...
Symptoms started emerging. What it was, did your medical training click in? You think, oh, hang on.
Not only was I surprisingly slow to pick it up, but my belief that I could get on with my life. Things
like timelines, they become very unclear, don't they? How's that been to manage?
I love the lack of...
Yeah, and has that been different to how you were living previously? So has the prism of Parkinson's or living life and the intensity of life, is that stronger now, would you say, than before Parkinson's?
Not necessarily, but...
I've spoken to you before we did this interview, that that is important to you.
It's not an act of courage, it's an act of pragmatism.
So openly about having Parkinson's and the way you react to it both physically but most importantly mentally, is that people watching will take some comfort from that?
Well, I don't consider myself...
Paul Sinha, and he is embracing life to such an extent. Tonight he told me he's competing in not 1, not 2 but 3 quizzes tonight. There's a longer version of our conversation on our YouTube channel. Now, we know there are loads of stories to be told out there on mental health. This is a great place to do it. So if you faced adversity...
OK, we're going to take a short break now. In a few minutes,